This is Joe, the host of He Said, She Said. And I just wanted to encourage you in your weakness, you can still witness. In your weakness, you actually have a level of strength. Your level of strength is your ability to connect with people regarding what you're going through, to let them know, hey, we can do this together. We can do this thing called life together. But one of the devil's biggest tricks is to make you feel as though you're inadequate. You are not enough because you're going through what you're going through. You're no good because you are what you went through. Let me tell you something. You're above your circumstances, so that's a lie. You are not weak because in your weakness, God is still strong. He is strengthening you. He is developing you to what he wants you to be. So do not believe that lie. And in your weakness, I'm going to put some quotations around it. In your weakness, there's actually the strength to be able to help someone else. I'll give you an example. Today, I was feeling a bit down because I'd planned for this trip for a long period of time, and I found out recently I'm not able to go. Now, someone at my job, one of my coworkers, approached me about something that they were going through, and immediately when they came to my desk, I was in a mode of almost wanting to shut down because I was in my own feelings. I was letting my emotions get the best of me. My introverted nature wanted to creep up. I'm an ambivert by nature, but in certain times I can be introverted, sometimes I can be extroverted. So the introversion started to put up this wall of not wanting to engage. But they said something to me that was very key that made me engage. They were mentioning that they want to get back in church, and they used something, and I'm paraphrasing it. It was along the lines of, I have to get right before I get back into church. And when they said that, that triggered me because I had the same mindset. I have to get right before I get back in church. Well, I encouraged them that I remember how it was to feel church hurt and miss church for 5 or 6 years because I was out of dress code for that particular church. I wasn't wearing the right clothes. And so that was my excuse for not going to church. But on top of that, we don't have to get right to get back into church. And my encouragement to them was that when you get in community, when you get around people that are encouraging, people that are wanting to do life together with you, then that gets you right. You don't have to get right to get to that place to get right. Come as you are. Bring your burdens. Bring your shortcomings. Bring your struggles. Bring your addictions. Bring everything. But it's a level of comfort that the environment must provide in order for people to feel comfortable enough to come. So in that moment, in that weakness, that moment of me feeling weak or feeling vulnerable, I'll use that word. Weakness is a tender word for some, so I'll replace it with, in that vulnerability, I was still able to provide direction. I was still able to provide encouragement to that person because I can connect with them. Don't think for a moment that you're disconnected from people because you feel disappointed in something that happened in your life, because it's in that very moment that you can connect if you're just willing to listen for just a moment. If I had put my headphones on just a second before that, I would have missed an opportunity to connect with somebody, to bring them back to the body of Christ, to encourage them to say, hey, you're not all together, and guess what? I'm not all together. God has given me a gift. God has given me an assignment to produce these videos on a daily basis, but I'm not all together. I'm not all together. People that know me know, and I'm on here every single day. I'm not all together. I'm not there yet. It's a continual process. It's a daily grind. It's a daily challenge, but it's one that we gladly accept, and we do it together. We don't do it apart. So remember, in your moment of vulnerability, in your moment of disappointment, in your moment of despair, in your moment of sadness, in your moment of grief, all of those things, you have the ability to change the direction of someone's life. And if you can just take a moment to get out of your feelings, I know it's hard to say, I'm just sitting on this lovely seat saying it, but if you can get out of that element of thinking it's all about you, because when we're in our feelings, let's be honest, it's all about us in that moment. if we can just get a little smidget of selflessness, it can help us help others get to where they need to be. Will you accept this challenge? This is a challenge to you today. Get out of your feelings and help somebody.